guys, Hannah here. Just hopping in. I'm going on a little walk. I'm trying to stay in the shade because it is hotter than blazes out here. We're in Kings Canyon National Forest, but wanted to hop on and do a live here, mainly because I got a great question through an Instagram DM the other day of one of you on here. You know who you are, and it was asking about, she said, like, I prefer to save my calories and my macros for like a bigger dinner, a dessert, just like for later in the day. But her and her husband have been doing a lot of yard work, so she was like, I'm hungry. So then by the end of the day, I'm like way overshooting. I'm just way overeating at this point. What would you recommend? So I was super happy she brought this up because it's something that I like to do as well. Sorry, I'm just kind of like wandering the property trying to stay in the shade because it's hot. But so I'm the same way. I would prefer to save calories for later. That's just how I enjoy to eat. So you guys know I love my breakfast. So for me, a nice big breakfast, usually oatmeal, is what I want to do. And then I'd rather have a nice big dinner with Josh and have one hell of a dessert. Lunch just kind of has to happen. I've never been a big lunch person. I get hungry, so I need to eat, but I don't really care about lunch food. Like, if I never had a sandwich again, I'd be cool with it. Not that big of a deal. I think I see shade over here. So that's typically how I eat as well, is I typically want to save my calories for the meals that matter, and that's just on a normal day. And some people do that too, like if you're going to go out to dinner, if you're going to go out drinking with friends and you want to save some of your carbs or some of your fats for, maybe a few glasses of wine, a couple cocktails, or, like your favorite restaurant, and you're just trying to, eat leaner proteins during the day, really, focus on vegetables, things like that. That's a great thing to do, and I do that too. The issue is if you have a really physically demanding day, then you really just can't do that anymore. So food is fuel. Calories are a unit of energy. So if you are expending so much energy during the day, then you need to actually give your body the adequate fuel that it needs. And so then you may just need to modify your traditional or preferred dietary patterns to meet your energy needs that day. So for example, yesterday Josh and I did that hella hike. Oh my gosh, we were planning a hike that was going to be like 8 miles there and back, so like 4 miles to it, rest, stop, have a Sammy, relax, then come back. And they're like, well, if we just go 1 more mile, so if we just add on a little bit, there's another lake. We gauged wrong. It was just under 14 miles. We were out in the woods for 7 hours. There were 2 wild bear sightings. It was a day. So I knew going in I was going to need a lot of energy. So I had a filling breakfast to start my fueling process. We had a big carbohydrate forward dinner the night before, and I had probably half of my daily calories with me in my backpack. I had bars, I had carrots, I had dry cereal, I had almonds, I had jerky, you name it. It was with me because I needed the energy then. I'd rather use those calories then and be taking care of my body than trying to, save them for later when that was not serving a purpose at all for yesterday. Today, a more normal day, and I can, I had a big breakfast. I posted it on Instagram. Hope you guys saw. It was heaven. But then I have a lighter lunch planned and then a little bit of a heavier dinner and dessert for later. So on normal days, you can kind of hoard macros or kind of strategically place them per your needs or your preferences throughout the day. But if you're, doing a huge exercise bout, if you're doing yard work, anything that requires really physically demanding just jobs, you really do need to prioritize what would be considered peri-workout nutrition, which is around your workout or around your energy expenditure. So before, during, and after, you need to give your body fuel. So example I would like to I think would help is those of you that are of age and can drink. Have you ever been where you're your friends are out, you got off work late and you want to go meet up with everybody, and you get there and everybody's already a few cocktails in, feeling good, so you try and play catch up? You never meet them at the perfect spot. You always overshoot. So you either never make it there or you are just gone way quicker than you want to be because you tried to play catch up. Same thing where if I'm working with someone like post-operatively and they need to take pain medication, it's way better to stay on top of your pain. What you want to do is be on a regimented schedule instead of letting your pain get out of control, and then you try and play catch up because then you can't find that perfect spot to stop. That's kind of how it goes when we're talking about hunger. If you let yourself get so hungry, then you really can't play adequate catch up. You just end up way overshooting. So if you let yourself just get ravenous from, heavy yard work, a big exercise, a really long walk, a hike, whatever. Sorry, I really wish I brought my sunglasses. It's hard to see my phone. I hope you can still see my face. But if you let yourself get so hungry, no wonder you're going to go over on your calories later in the day because you're going to completely overshoot because you really just can't catch up once you've let yourself get that hungry. So you just need to be smart about how your body needs and uses energy throughout the day. So something I recommend a lot with my clients when we're not formally tracking or, they're going to go have a fun weekend, whatever, is I'm like, all right, use like a sliding scale in regards to hunger. So let's say 0 is so hungry, you would eat your best friend and not even feel bad about it. You are starving. And 10 out of 10 is like that Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving meal hungry where you're like full up to here and you're pretty sure you're having trouble breathing. That'd be a 10. So don't let your hunger get less than a 3. Don't let yourself get so hungry that you end up feeling like you have to play catch up to calm down your hunger. Otherwise, you're going to completely way overshoot. And by the time you feel full, you're going to have way overdone it. So I usually say don't let hunger get less than a 3. Keep yourself at least moderately satisfied. And then stop eating at about a 7. You're not stuffed. You're not so full that you're uncomfortable, but you just rest. Stop for a second. Have some water. Sit. Talk with whoever you're with. And just assess. If in a few minutes you are still hungry, go back and have a little bit more. You can always add on. You can't take away. Like when you get a haircut and you want a couple inches taken off, just take off 1 or 2, then assess. If you want a little more gone, then you take it off. If she lobs off 5 and you don't like it, too bad. So basically, I really just wanted to hop on and say it is fine if you like to, hoard calories or macros and use them in different ways, but just be mindful of hunger. Don't go to a dinner with friends and not having eaten all day. There's a big difference between kind of like hoarding your macros or using them strategically throughout the day and just starving yourself so you can gorge later. That's never recommended, and it's honestly just not a healthy mindset. It just kind of puts forth, disordered eating behaviors. So it's fine to, eat how you want, bigger dinners, smaller dinners, whatever is more important to you at the time, but just be mindful of what your body needs and what it's telling you. If you are finding yourself ravenous at the end of the day, one, you're either not eating enough during the day, you're saving too many calories, or you're just under eating in general, and that's a whole different conversation. So I just wanted to hop on and kind of go over like difference between like macro hoarding or saving versus just starving yourself. So don't let yourself go so long without eating adequate calories that you just completely overshoot and you can never catch up and you are so hungry. But if you do want to save and kind of prioritize calories, carbs, protein, whatever to kind of meet an event coming up, things like that, that's completely fine, but just be smart about it and listen to your body. If you have, the person who asked me the question has been doing a lot of yard work, I'm like, you know what, while you're doing this yard work, you probably should be eating more during the day and just forego the fact that you just like bigger dinners and desserts, and if you're trying to maintain on a calorie goal. It is what it is. So sometimes you have to move away from your preferences to meet your body's needs, and other times you can do what you want, play with your calories, and have as much freedom as you need. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I know this video will save for those of you who wanted to see it and couldn't join me live. Feel free to ask questions below, all the good stuff. And yeah, again, just let me know what questions you have, and hope everyone's having a good Friday.